Hello again, everybody. This is Rocket Rick J18, and today I'm going to do a video response for John 3D 80's Kid. He asked us if we could identify 3 things about our collection with respect to which we are compulsive or obsessive in some way. And so I thought I would tell you a little bit about my obsessions. The first one is I'm a set collector, so I keep all of my sets in binders, and I'm going to show you one of them. This is an example of the binders that I have, and this one, when I store them, I store them like this. This is upside. You're going to see this upside down. So let me turn it around. Well, okay. So I make up a little card and I slip it in the little pocket there, and that becomes then my way of knowing that the binders are all in order, and I can easily pull down the one that I think I want to look at or do something with. So we put them in the the sleeves, pockets, 9 pockets for the more modern cards, and 8 pockets for the larger size vintage cards. And it's got this terrible glare, but well. You get the idea. Also, so I'm obsessive about. They're all done pretty much the same, although since they were done over a fairly long period of time, I have not replaced some of the older binders because of the expense, and I'd rather spend that money on cards. And I just wanted to show you the back of the pages because I like to do these in order. I put them, I collate them myself, and then I put them in the pockets based on the number of the cards. I don't do it by teams because when you have a set, it's you're showing off the whole set. So this has not only the base set, which now come in series, but also the update set, which you have to buy separately. And it used to be that there were 110 cards in an update set. And now there's like so this one doesn't have the update set in it. I bought it, but I haven't put it in yet. I did have the one SP card for Christy Mathewson, single print, so I put that in here too. So this is 1 through 660 cards, and then I've got I do have the update set. I haven't put it in here yet, so that's sort of the obsession. When it goes in, there'll be almost 1,000 cards in this binder, so you got to have at least a 3-inch binder, and realistically should do 4. But I keep each of my binders organized by decades, so it just happens that 10 binders fit on the bookshelf on one shelf. So I got I put 40s and 50s together because the 50s binders are not as thick, so I have a little more shelf space. But starting in the 60s, I can put the 10 binders for the decade in there, and maybe one other. Like for example, in the 60s, I have the 1964 Topps coins, and put those in a binder. And I'll come back to you here. And I've done, some of that. So 2 obsessions here. I am obsessive about collecting a whole set, and since about 1980, I'll say roughly then. Not too many of my sets are hand collated. That is to say, I didn't collect them by packs and then opening the packs and putting the cards in the binders. Before 1980, just about every set that I have was collected in that way. Well, not by opening wax packs, obviously, but by buying the cards, a group, a lot in lots or individually, and I have so I have them all. That's my obsession, is I have to collect them all, and it's going to be really hard for me because to do pre-war that way, because I don't I don't have the money to do it, but I do have the desire. I can't fulfill it. Plus, I'm kind of at the tail end of my collecting career, I would say, after having been in it for with a few fits and starts here and there since 1959. So that's obsession 1, completing sets. Obsession 2 is they're all organized by year and all in numerical order. So if there is a numbering system to a set, they're all presented in binders and in order. If they're small sets, I might put several in a binder, just so that you're not you don't have a binder with only 4 or 5 sheets in it. And I do have, well, I don't know how many, to be honest with you, but for example, I have the 54 Red Heart set. That's 33 cards. It'd be foolish to put it in a binder by itself. So I have it in there with my incomplete as yet Dandy potato chips set. I have complete Golden Press set in there. I have an as yet incomplete 61 leaf set, which I just say I haven't completed yet. Let's see what else is in there. I have some armor coins, which that's not a complete set. So the things that I'm still working on are also in there. I've got the 61 and 62 complete sets of post serial, and an incomplete 63 set, which I'm still working on. And but they're all organized in numerical order. So that's two things. The third thing is I have a bunch of boxes like this, and I'm just going to show you the end of it. There we go. This is happens to be a box of 1960. I started out with 1930s, because I do have some cards from the 30s that are not part of my complete set. And this is how many of them are, most of them. And then they go up through the 2020s. If I open, let's say cello packs or wax packs, or buy a lot and have duplicates. I'll go ahead and put those in these. I think it's called a card house. And there are 12 of these boxes per card house, and I've got maybe half a dozen card houses. And not all of them are full yet, so I got some extra space. But inside the boxes, I have them organized in this way. I'm going to turn this around, and no, that's right. I got the years. So I have a hard time getting where I can see it and show it at the same time. So this has 1960, and that's what this one is in the back. 60, that's in the front. This one's in the back. This is 1960. And then that's just these cards right here. Actually, it's these cards right here. And then 1961 cards, and in here there's a few of those 61 leaf cards, and a few 61 post serial cards, and then the 61 tops cards. I've got a bunch of these. These are 800 count boxes, and about, 2/3 of this box is probably 1961 tops base cards. So this is the kind of stuff you'll find in these. Jerry Lumpy, Bob Lillis. All of the Hall of Famers or near Hall of Famers I have pulled out and stored separately because I'm, thinking about possibly grading some of those. And then there's a few 1962 post serial cards in the front of this box, and I'll just show you an example of what you'll find in there. There'll be this type of thing, those are all in pretty good shape. And then if I have one that's kind of all chewed up, that's they'll be in here too. Now, some of these I do have taken the time to put them in alphabetical order, but some not. But that gives you an idea about how I like, and I don't really like to have my opened material in Some of it I have in binders, obviously. Uh, but for example, I've got a binder of actually I'm starting on my second binder of Mickey Mantle cards. Most of them are inexpensive cards from uh, cheap sets, but there are some other cards in there. Some sort of beater cards from past sets. Base cards, from playing days and so forth. And then if I have anything really good that's not slabbed, they're going to be in those binders. These are mostly commons now. So the Hall of Famers, as I said, have been stripped out, and they're in a separate box of just Hall of Fame cards, and I've got one, two, three of those so far. But that's goes along with the loose cards, and then I also have unopened material, and I used to buy a lot of the cards as they came out, but I kind of gave up doing that in the late 90s when they got kind of expensive. And when you were buying a box of wax packs for $15, you could afford to buy some and set them aside. Now you get a blaster with it's got 7 packs in it. It's $20. So prices have gone up so much that I just don't feel that I want to spend my hobby dollars on something that I'm never really going to be able to look at. But I do have all of the ones that I collected before, and they're all organized by year. Obviously, they're not in any particular order because I don't get to see the cards. But those are my compulsions. Got to collect a set. If I start one, I got to finish it. And that's the problem with pre-war, because I'll never be able to finish some of those. So I've got a different strategy for collecting pre-war, and that is I'm just going after certain cards in certain sets as to represent both the best players from those years, the best sets from those years, and the best, obviously, the best condition that I can get them in, which is usually not very good. But that part's okay. I'm not obsessive about condition. And so that's my strategy, and partially dictated by my obsessions: collecting sets, completing sets, storing them in binders in numerical order, and storing my spare cards, duplicates, and cards that I've accumulated by buying lots and so forth, opening wax packs and whatnot in the card houses, and these 800 count boxes. I've got the lids on them because that's what makes them go into the card house and come out with some degree of ease. Because if you put an 800 count box in the card house, it takes up all of the space, and it doesn't give you anything to grab hold of to pull it out. So that's why I use these cards with the lids. So that's my response to 3D 80's Kid, and I will Let him know that I've done this, because I definitely want to be in the hunt for those beautiful cards that he's offering as prizes. And with that, this is a slightly obsessive Rocket Rick J18, wishing that all your hobby obsessions won't get you in trouble. Take care.